Scientists have just found a biological switch that could reset cellular age. This discovery reveals a fundamental mechanism that controls how our bodies decline over time, a process we have long considered irreversible and inevitable. It is a single, elegant system hidden within our own cells, waiting to be understood and potentially influenced. The implications are staggering. Aging might not be a one-way street after all. For decades we have searched for the master regulator of aging. This new finding points to a primary driver. It could reshape health and longevity for generations. This is not about simply extending life. To understand this discovery, we must first look beyond our genes. Think of your DNA as the hardware of a computer, the physical blueprint for building and running your body. It is incredibly stable and rarely changes. But sitting on top of this hardware is another layer of information, a dynamic system called the epigenome. This is the software that tells your genes what to do, where to do it, and when. It explains why a brain cell behaves differently from a skin cell, even though both have the same DNA. The epigenome is made of chemical marks, tiny tags such as methyl groups that attach to DNA. They act like switches. The central finding of this new research is the identification of a specific group of proteins that act as a master regulator of the epigenome. We can call this the epi switch. This switch is responsible for maintaining the integrity of our cellular software, ensuring that the right genes are expressed correctly throughout our lives. In essence, these proteins function as the guardians of our cellular identity, preserving the youthful epigenetic patterns that define healthy cell function. When we are young, this epi switch is highly active and efficient, diligently correcting any errors that arise in our epigenetic code. The epi switch proteins constantly scan our DNA, looking for misplaced epigenetic marks. When they find a mark that does not belong, silencing a necessary gene or activating a harmful one, they remove it. Conversely, they can also add the correct marks to ensure proper instructions are read. Think of it like a meticulous gardener tending to a vast and complex garden. Pull the weeds, water the flowers, maintain the original design. The study provided compelling evidence to support this groundbreaking theory with several key findings that illustrate the power of the epi switch. The first evidence came from aged mouse retinal cells. Researchers reactivated the epi switch mechanism. The epigenetic patterns reset to a more youthful state. The cells regained youthful function and demonstrated an ability to repair and regenerate nerve tissue. The potential applications for patients and medicine are vast and could usher in a new era of healthcare. Instead of treating diseases one by one, we might target the underlying process that makes us vulnerable. Imagine a single intervention reducing risk of heart disease, neurodegeneration, cancer, and diabetes simultaneously. By resetting the epigenetic clock, we restore resilience and repair mechanisms. For those already ill, this could shift care from management to restoration. In glaucoma, or macular degeneration, rejuvenated cells may restore function. In osteoarthritis or sarcopenia, rebuild and strengthen tissues. Therapies may arrive via gene therapy, small molecules, or non-invasive stimulation. Paired diagnostics enable personalized, proactive care prioritizing health span. While the promise is immense, we must proceed with scientific caution and realism. We are at the beginning of a long, complex journey. Results so far come from isolated cells in lab animals. What works in mice may not work the same way in people. Bench to bedside is long and full of obstacles. Manipulating the epigenome carries unknown long-term risks. Resetting clocks might raise cancer risk by reactivating oncogenes. Can we reverse aging uniformly across an entire organism? If we reset the brain, what about memories and identity tied to structure? Profound ethical and technical questions demand careful consideration. Current methods like gene therapy are complex and risky. Safe delivery is crucial. Expect years, even decades of R&D and trials. Diligence, rigor, and ethical conduct must guide the path. To ground this discovery, consider perspectives from leading experts. Dr. Ana Martin Villalba, a distinguished neuroscientist, notes that reversing aging via epigenome reprogramming is a paradigm shift, from accumulation of damage to loss of information that can be restored. It connects telomeres, mitochondria, and more under one upstream cause. Complexity is immense. Interventions must avoid unintended effects. The key will be precise, targeted edits, not broad resets. Near term, localized regeneration, heart after infarct, spinal cord repair. Her stance is cautious optimism, among the most important discoveries in decades. Once sci-fi avenues are now opening, with rigorous follow-up and clear-eyed realism. To truly grasp this, focus on one aging cell. Imagine a cell deep within the muscle of a 70-year-old man. For decades it has contracted and relaxed, carrying him through life. But now, it is tired. Its epigenome is cluttered with errors from a lifetime of stress. Genes that should be silent are active. Repair and energy genes are ignored. The mitochondria sputter. Less energy, more toxic byproducts. Its ability to repair DNA has waned. Communication with neighbors falters. Contractions weaken. Billions mirror its decline. Muscle weakness, slow recovery, fatigue. The DNA hardware remains. The software has forgotten. Now imagine an epi-switch therapy arriving. It reactivates dormant guardians of the epigenome. They remove misplaced marks and restore the right ones. Energy genes switch on, mitochondria revive. Identity reaffirmed, it remembers it is a muscle cell. Function improves at cell and organism levels. The discovery of a master switch for cellular aging has altered our understanding of growing old. We long saw aging as inevitable decline, a one-way path of accumulating damage. Now, not hardware loss, software corruption. Cells retain a backup blueprint for youth and function. From passive acceptance to active intervention, turning science into therapy needs dedication, resources, and rigor. Challenges are technical and ethical. Proceed responsibly. The prize is health span. Years in good health, not immortality. With a tangible target and unifying theory, we can read and rewrite our biological script. Enjoyed this? Please tap like, subscribe for daily science breakdowns. See you tomorrow.